Okay, welcome everybody to your favorite food channel. Today we have a specifically country that is something different. We have now Egypt. For this we have three persons who are going to talk about the things that are important in Egypt. First we have Miss Viviana, who is going to talk about general facts.
Hi, thank you for your invitation.
Okay, Viviana, tell us about the general facts of Egypt.
Okay, first, I think it's important to know about the past of every country or every place. If you were at the ancient Egypt, you weren't allowed to use cutlery if you were from lower class. But it were many rules about eating. For example, at the Nile River, you weren't allowed to drink this water because you will get ill. For this reason, at the ancient Egypt, they started to make beer. The first ingredient for beer were honey and some spices. With the pass of the time, they used to add some ingredients to make variety.
It was in the
past.
in the past of Egypt. And now what is happening in Egypt?
Now they have still some rules. For example, there are some fish that you aren't allowed to eat because they are sacred.
But I am not allowed, but I can eat if I cook in my house.
No. You can eat just some fish.
Some fishes, okay.
But you can eat them just like this. You can eat them before. After, you add them some salt and on other spices, and you have to grill them.
Oh, it's like a rule.
Yes, you have to make this first to eat them.
Okay.
Also, there are some facts important to know for the food at Egypt. For example, there are some rules at the food, at the gastronomy at Egypt that are influenced by the Islam.
Take into account all of you that are watching in your house, because in some cases you can go to Egypt and you have to take into account the rules that Viviana is talking about and the rules that after our dear Majorly is going to talk about.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, Majorly, come please. And
Okay.
I know that you are going to talk about some etiquette rules. I know that in Egypt you can't go to a restaurant if you were not married with the person that you go. I know some tips of Egypt that I don't know all about. Please talk about it.
Okay, thanks for your invitation. I'm going to talk about some rules, recommendations, and advices that are important when you want to travel to Egypt or another country. If you want travel to Egypt, you will learn a lot of island customs. For example, when you enter in a restaurant, you should that off your shoes. Yeah.
But I have to do it.
Yeah. Only if you are the special guest, you maintain your shoes. Yeah. The rules are governed by Islam laws. Islam.
Yes.
That's
all? Okay.
That's all.
Thanks, Majorly. And while the Dr. Miguel comes, I will say you some important aspects. For example, as Viviana said, the Egyptians make beer with honey, but the beer is not allowed to be sold in all the restaurants, only in some bars or in some restaurants that have some specifications. And in the general food, for example, in the breakfast, in the lunch, in the dinner, the Egyptians always eat pickles. Pickles, the same pickles that sells in USA, in Colombia, in all the countries. These pickles are the essential food in Egypt. Okay? Okay, Miguel, it's a pleasure that you are here. Talk about these two dishes that you mentioned that are going to talk about in this video.
Okay, you can try like a lot of food in Egypt because there are like several dishes, you know. However, I will talk about like only two of them.
Which are the names, please?
First, like it's called like foot of cow, and the second one it's like a dessert called mahalaye.
Mahalaya and foot of cow. Okay, talk about foot of cow.
Yeah, well, talking about like the foot of cow, it has like a specific preparation, you know. It's important to mention that Egypt people can't waste like any kind of food, you know. So they eat everything that they can cook. That's why they start like eating some foot of cow with a special soup, you know.
Okay.
Maybe you're wondering like how this dish is prepared, yeah?
Yes, it's difficult to prepare it.
No, it's like kind of easy, you know. When you're going to prepare this dish, you must have in mind like 5 simple steps. The first one is to like heat a pan with onion and oil.
Okay.
The second step is to add some like spices like paprika, like salt and pepper, you know.
Pepper, okay.
The third one is to throw in like the feed cow and let it like cook for 20 minutes. Okay?
Okay. 20 minutes exactly.
Yeah.
Okay.
The fourth one is like to add some chicken soup, you know, and let it rest like for 5 or even 10 minutes.
But I have to rest this time or it's okay?
Yeah, it's only this time.
Okay.
Not more or less. This is specific time, you know. And you know, in the 5 like step is to serve it like warm because in this like specific temperature it like tastes better, you know.
Okay.
Now like you are wondering about the second dish, the mahalaye.
Mahalaya.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's
how is
a dessert.
prepared?
Yeah, it's a dessert like cooked with sugar, rice flour, and milk.
Oh, milk. Okay.
You have like to use some specific like flour. In this case, they use like flour sour. Yeah,
What is that?
it's like a specific liquid that attributes to the dessert the flavor of
Okay.
some flowers. You know, so you can like pick one flower or other. In this case, they use like roses.
Roses.
Yeah, it's like kind of good, you know. The preparation it's easy because you only have like to boil all the ingredients for like 10 or 20 minutes and then refrigerate them.
It is easy than the
Yeah,
foot of cow.
it's easier than the foot of cow, you know, but I think it's better.
It's good.
If you go like to Egypt, you should try these like 2 dishes because they are amazing.
Okay, Miguel, if one day I go to Egypt, I will try these dishes. Confirm it.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thanks for coming.
It's a pleasure.
And thanks for watching us. Remember, all the weeks we have a new country, and thanks.